Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I want to talk about a subject that causes a lot of heartburn with people, and that's the existence of evil in this world, and why it happens to good people, what the purpose of it is. And it's not an easy topic, and it requires a lot of self-study to get to a point where you actually understand it, but it does exist. It has a purpose, and we're going to talk about that. If you haven't done it yet, please hit that like and subscribe button, and help me beat the algorithms of YouTube. If you could leave a comment below, even if you just say hi, YouTube actually tracks interactions with videos, and that's how they rank them and do whatever it is that they do for them. So if you could just leave a little comment below. And if you have any questions or whatever, leave that below too, and I'll try and get to it as soon as I can. Here we go. Alright, so evil. Why does evil exist? Well, to set the platform for this so that you might be able to understand it a little bit better, we got to go over a couple things. And first is that the Abrahamic religions that came out of the Middle East, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, a lot of them, I'm not saying all of it, and I'm sure there's exceptions to the rules, but a lot of it has basically humanized what we would call God, right? The creation of everything, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, right? We've assigned human qualities to something that is quite literally unfathomable. Unfathomable. So, with these human qualities that we have assigned to this creation that we're living in, this God, this universe, we also think that it should move in ways that humans do with human motivations, and that's not how it works, right? This creation that we live in does its own thing. So anybody who goes deep on spirituality, whenever they start to brush up against this super consciousness that is our reality, we begin to, I don't want to say understand, but we begin to experience depth of what reality actually is, right? And we begin to realize that we really don't know anything. And what little that we experience in this limited form that we are in is so tiny that if anybody ever says that they truly know the purpose, meaning of what God or this universe or creation is doing, they're probably lying. Or they're delusional, right? A lot of people out there go off and have experiences, and then all of a sudden they know everything about everything. And that's the exact opposite of what's going on. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a lady. She's got her own blog and posts a lot. She has a lot of good intention. Absolutely amazing human being, right? For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to name her by name. Okay, I'm just going to call her Miss R. All right. And Miss R has had an absolutely tragic upbringing, all right? And is now in this point of life where there's this stability, understanding, compassion, everything else, right? And I'm not going to try and take away from Miss R's lived experience and all of the horrors that she experienced. I've had my own experiences, and I wouldn't wish them on anybody, right? If you've ever watched the video about who I am and you get to see some of the story of my life, I mean, it's absolutely horrific. And, you know, it is probably one of the reasons why I am today is I didn't accept the darkness that came out of it, and I actually ended up going in the opposite direction towards the light, compassion, and trying to help other people get through their traumas and their issues. So Miss R's story is, without trying to do a comparison of my life is worse than your life kind of thing, absolutely horrible, you know. I believe given up at birth, picked up by foster parents who ended up abusing worse. There was some rape, sexual assaults from very young ages, until finally this lady, Miss R, ended up leaving and going into government-controlled foster care, you know, care, whatever the hell it is. You know, and that's similar in a lot of ways to what I went through. I ended up leaving my mom, my biological mom, at the age of 12. And if you watch my story, it's all in there. And, you know, ended up with people that did the best they could for me, and there was a lot of damage inside of me due to everything that has happened, right? And, you know, Miss R, she ended up attempting suicide, I believe 3 separate times, almost succeeded on the 3rd time, right? Well, now Miss R, you know, she has a family, right? She has a life partner or somebody in her life along with children. I believe there's more than one child, but anyways, so she's got these children. Now, people ask, why is there evil in this world? You have to think about it in terms of yin and yang, right? This creation that we are in, all right, if you look at the yin and yang symbol, you'll see there's a black side and a white side, right? But what people don't see is that the black and the white are actually a part of the same image. Evil in this life is just like that, right? This existence is both good and evil, right? And it has a purpose. Even if we can't see it, even if we don't understand it, there's a purpose. Evil itself is the catalyst that drives people to become better. Unfortunately, not everybody makes it out of it. Sometimes they continue the cycle of abuse or whatever issues are going on. Sometimes they say, you know, oh my God, life is out to get me, God hates me, whatever the case may be, right? And they turn towards the dark, right? But there are those of us who are considered awakened or awake in this reality. We've realized that this reality is more than what it appears on the surface, right? And when we look back at the negativity and bad things that have happened in our lives, we realize that we are exactly where we are because of the things that have happened. Now you take this Miss R, okay, and you look at what she's doing right now, which is helping people, right? She has this compassionate side and also the warrior side, the fighting back side that sometimes comes from abuse. And she's sticking up for people that, and becoming a voice for people that would normally never be spoken for or are downplayed in this life. And she's also teaching her kids, raising her kids to be very critical in the way that they look at this world, right? So if you look at who she is today, if you look at what's going on, the reason why evil exists in a lot of ways is to provide this tempering of our metal to forge us into a force for good, okay? You may not understand that, you may not agree with it, but out of every forest fire comes the new growth, the flowers, the animals, right? It's almost necessary sometimes to completely scorch something just to be able to watch the new growth come out of it, right? So Miss R's children are receiving levels of love and care that most kids will never experience, right? She is taking the evil of life and she's converting it and turning it into a force for good. And this woman's blessings are coming, right? She's making it, she's doing it, she's receiving the blessings of life as she's helping other people. So a lot of people sometimes get stuck in their own perspectives when it comes to good or evil, and they never actually take a look back at their life. When I look back at my life and I look at everything in life that almost killed me, or that brought so much pain and suffering, you know, I look at it and I'm like, wow, if I had never gone through that, I wouldn't be here today helping other people do what they do, right? And this is a part of the understanding, the deep level understanding in true spiritual practices, that yin and yang, good and evil, are a necessary part of this creation, and there is a purpose, and the super consciousness has a reason for doing what it does. We don't have to understand it. We don't have to agree with it. But we cannot compare it through the lens of human vision. It's not what it is. Go read any of the deep spiritual texts from the ancients, or what is it, Yogananda, Adyashanti, you know, even some of the masters that are currently alive. When we look at our lives, you know, we can realize that we put too much of our own personal projections about what we think God is and should do onto this reality that we live in, and it's not the way it is. But anyways, Miss R, if you do get a chance to see this, you're an amazing human being, and I believe in your mission. I believe in what you're doing. I don't care if other people agree or disagree with you, okay? I think that the pain and suffering that you've experienced in your life has absolutely forged you into the caring, compassionate, empathetic person that you are. And if you hadn't have gone through that, would you be doing what you do today? You know, would you have the capacity to love your children and other people at such a high level that you are today? So anyways, if you guys haven't done it, please hit that like and subscribe button. That's all I've got for today. Please leave a comment. It really helps with the algorithms. And I'll see you guys next time.